Hello there, my lovely darkling. It's your glamourable guide to ascension, back with another video, and welcome to Mealtime. Today I am so excited for this recipe because I make this pretty often, especially as somebody who eats a lot of smoothies and raw fruits and vegetables. So get ready for a smoothie bowl. And if you don't know what a smoothie bowl really is, it is literally a smoothie in a bowl. But the difference between one in a jar or a cup or in a bowl is that the smoothie bowl is thicker, and you make it thicker through frozen fruits. So today in this smoothie bowl, my favorite recipe, actually something I'm going to be eating for my lunch today, is going to be with frozen bananas, or what a lot of vegans or plant-based people like to say, making banana ice cream or banana nice cream out of this. So I'm going to be using our nice cream or smoothie bowl with some frozen bananas. Nothing special. I just pieced up some very spotty and ripe bananas and put it in a container to put in my freezer overnight. Nothing special. And I have a triple berry blend. You can get this at your local market. It doesn't have to be triple berry. You can use whatever frozen fruits you like. You can use frozen stone fruits like peaches, mango, all those types of things. But I love myself some berries. Berries have great antioxidants, especially like blackberries, blueberries. We have raspberries in here as well. And I always like to put strawberries in a smoothie, and I do have frozen strawberries. I might put a little bit in as well, but I love myself some berries. I highly recommend them, also because of the texture it gives as well. And also as a topping, which you'll see at the end of the video. I also have some almond milk. You can use whatever milk you have, oat milk, coconut milk could possibly be good. I usually like to avoid coconut milk in smoothies because I noticed that for me it tastes like puke. Not a fan. To each their own. And I always have some peanut butter. I'm going to get a better brand. Of course, Jif is fine, if I could even say Jif. But this is fine. I got Crunchy accidentally. I usually like to get creamy, but I'm going to get a better brand. It says low sodium, but I don't trust it. So I may even make my own peanut butter or get a more raw peanut butter at my local market if possible. And I always like to add oats. I don't add oats to the smoothie itself. I like to add it as a topping. So I may even just put my toppings over here, which also includes pumpkin seeds. If you have walnuts or cashews or almonds, anything like that, that could work very well. But I have pumpkin seeds on hand because I love myself some pumpkin seeds as well. And that's pretty much it. Oh, that's a lie. I also have some cinnamon because I add cinnamon to all of my sweeter foods. So yes, let's get started. So what I'm going to be doing with my awesome high-tech blender from Blendtec, get whatever is affordable and accessible to you. I'm going to be adding in my wet ingredients first. So I'll be adding in the milk. Then, oh, actually, something else I didn't mention is my protein powder. So right now I have Garden of Life organic protein and greens. Hopefully you're able to see that. If not, and what can you do? But this is my protein powder du jour, and it is a vanilla flavor. I also have a chocolate flavor back here. It is vegan. It also has probiotics and enzymes, and it has 20 grams of protein per serving, per scoop, which is really awesome. So I'm going to be using that as well. So yeah, let's just add everything to the blender. So once again, as I mentioned, I'm going to be adding the wet ingredients first. So I'm gonna shake up my almond milk. It says on the case here, on the carton here, shake it like you mean it, and I mean it. All right, so I usually like to add about 8 ounces on my blender right here. It gives you the measurements of each of all the ounces. It has 4 ounces, 8 ounces, 12 ounces. I usually like to add about I would say 8 ounces for smoothies, but since this is a smoothie bowl or a nice cream, I'm going to probably add it to about half that, maybe 4 ounces, maybe 6 for good measure, because if you put frozen fruit in a blender, whether it's high-tech or not, it's going to cause a lot of friction inside of the blender and a lot of turmoil and like a storm inside. So I like to add a little bit more just so I can blend it better, so I can blend at high speed and not be still and be all clogged and stuff like that. So I added my almond milk. Now I'm going to be adding in my bananas, my frozen bananas. I usually like to add in about like maybe 4. I actually had banana and ice cream for breakfast, so I already used a little bit. I usually like to eat something savory like my bound salads or a salad itself, or tofu, green beans, and quinoa or something of that nature for lunch. But since I'm making this video, I might as well just have another bowl of ice cream. So I easily could just break this up with my hands, but no thank you. So I'm just gonna take a large spoon that I usually like to use to move around the inside, move around the mixture, just in case the blender starts acting up. So I'm just gonna chop it up. I could also use a knife, but I learned my lesson the hard way, even with the butter knife. So yeah, I may actually do that in a second. Success. I've got a whole clump right here. I may add in one other chunk just to make it a little creamier. All right, chunk separated. So I'm just gonna put this back in the freezer. And now I'm going to be adding in my triple berry blend. Once again, this has blueberries, raspberries, and blackberries, my favorite combination, on top of strawberries. Once again, I think berries are just awesome. You can eat them fresh, you can eat them frozen, and they're just a nice little treat on top of grapes. I love frozen grapes as well, but I just love myself some frozen berries. Just the flavor, it's tart, it's sweet, it's everything. So I'm gonna be adding in a cup. I have a little measure cup right here. Adding in a cup of berries, and since I'm almost running out of strawberries and I don't feel like going to the store, I'm just gonna add in a few strawberries, maybe 1, 2, let's just do 3. And once again, putting this back into my freezer. Okay, so I'm going to be adding in maybe a dash or 7 of cinnamon. Perfect, I love, love, love cinnamon. And I'm going to be adding about 2 tablespoons or whatever the serving size is for my peanut butter. I am a peanut butter holic. I could really go overboard, and I have in the past, something that I always have to monitor. So I'm just gonna be putting in 2-ish scoops of a tablespoon into my blender. Awesome. Okay. And once again, I accidentally got crunchy, but you can totally opt for creamy. I mean, either way, it's gonna be creamy. So if you think about it, once it's blended. And if need be, lick the spoon. And last step for putting in the mixture is my protein powder. Once again, I'm using Garden of Life, and it is vanilla flavored. Okay, and the serving size for this is just 1 scoop. So I'm just gonna add that on in. Okay, and now it is time to put the lid on top and blend on high speed. You probably don't want to be here to hear this because it is really loud, but a lot of us here are metalheads and we're used to that noise anyway. I'm most likely just gonna have this on mute, but I'm definitely going to prepare myself for the 50,000 decibels. All right, so now it is all blended. At least mostly. Sometimes you'll have chunks in there, but ain't nothing wrong with that. So I'm going to pour my smoothie mixture or my nice cream into a bowl, a nice little small bowl, or whatever bowl you have. So yes, awesome. And if you need to, you can use a spoon to scoop out the rest. And this is what I have left over. Luckily, it's not horribly thick. I don't mind when it's too thick, but then in that case, it is like super cold. Even though it's a warm and beautiful, wonderful day today, it is still the winter here in the Baltimore area. So I don't mind being cold, but I don't want to be freezing for the next hour. So it is nice and thick still, a nice texture to scoop with a spoon. So I'm going to be adding on my toppings. So what I like to use is some oats to put on top, and I'll just sprinkle a little bit on, nothing too crazy. Just put it on with my hands. Hopefully you can see. Perfect. And I'm probably sprinkling about 1/4 cup if I were to measure it. And I'm going to be adding some pumpkin seeds on the side of that. So where I have a strip of oats down the middle, I love just making it a strip. It kind of makes it like look all cute. I'm going to add a sprinkling of pumpkin seeds on the side of it, probably to the right or the left directly. Just because we want it to be visual as much as it will be tasty. You know, you want it to be cute. It's a smoothie bowl. It's supposed to be cute. And I'm doing probably less than a tablespoon. Since I already have peanut butter here, I don't need to add too many nuts, as you already know. And now onto some frozen blueberries. I told you I love berries. So I'm going to be adding a little bit on the other side of that strip of oats. Just a little sprinkling. And since there are already blueberries in here, I'm not going to go too wild on it. But yes, my smoothie bowl is complete. It can look as aesthetic or as whatever as you want it to be, because either way it's going to taste amazing, so it doesn't really matter. So taste test. Taking my trusty spoon. Just having a little bit of the oats, the pumpkin seeds, and the blueberries. Oh, this is so yummy. And now that we're going to be moving into spring, this is a beautiful sweet treat, sweet and healthy treat to bring on the warmth, to bring on the rebirth of a new wonderful season. And just something that's delicious and nutritious. Ooh, this is so good. And as I said earlier, it's lunchtime for me, and I'm so happy I made this video so I could chow down on this sweet treat. Oh, so excited. But yes, I trust you're going to try out this recipe and enjoy your own version of it. Let me know how yours turns out in the comments down below. Thank you so much for joining me for another Middle Mealtime. I cannot wait for the next one. Much love, and until next time, my lovely darkling, devour and enjoy. Bye-bye.